Man pointed a gun at a newscaster live on the air, and it's coming from the Daily Wire. A man pointed a gun at a Chicago television reporter and her crew Wednesday as she delivered a live report on gun violence in a shocking incident that has gone viral. Again, this is from the Daily Wire. Police in the Windy City are searching for the man who appeared over the right shoulder of Joni Lum as she stood on the corner of Clark and Hubbard in the city's River North neighborhood. The man pulled out a handgun and pointed at the news crew as they taped Lum's report for Fox 32 TV's morning newscast, Good Morning Chicago. Well, that wasn't a good morning. Anyway, the mayor of Chicago, Lightfoot, the worst mayor in history, this is what she said. What I want to do is make sure to reassure the public that our downtown is safe, and we are taking these specific steps to make sure that our downtown remains safe. Worst mayor in history. Period. And she has the nerve to be running for re-election. But that aside, Chicago is a nightmare. And it is like the Wild West out there, and it's been like that for a long time. They literally call it Chirac. And I stress this all the time. The reason why I get on Chicago so much is because it is the epitome. It is the place, the one place you can point to and look at and say, this is what happens when you have a democratic socialist power state. Right? And what I mean by that, I know it's a city, but I'm saying it is completely taken over by Marxist socialist rulership. And they have decimated and crippled that city. And it's an embarrassment. I'm going to say it again. During the George Floyd protests, which was supposed to be representing Black America, supposedly, police brutality, bringing awareness to police brutality, Chicago set a record for murders in a 24-hour period during the protests for justice for George Floyd. The protest turns into a bloodbath. Imagine Black Lives Matter protesting for Black lives to matter, and in that same protest, a record was set for Black lives being taken in a 24-hour period. How embarrassing is that? But no one's talking about it. I heard nothing about it on the news. A record set in a 24-hour period in Chicago. Unbelievable. It's just amazing to me. And this kind of stuff right here, this man flashing a gun on television shows you that this city, Chicago is just, it's almost beyond repair at this point. What can you do at this point? And you went through the whole Obama administration. You went from Democrat mayor to Democrat mayor to Democrat mayor. At some point, man, somebody's going to have to crack down. At some point, it'll be the only way. Gang violence in Chicago is ridiculous. Unreal. It is the epitome. It is the poster for what it looks like when you have a broken down society. But yet these same people are screaming Black Lives Matter. Get the hell out of here. Matters to who? Do you know how off your rocker you gotta be to flash a gun? And it's probably an illegal one. At a news reporter live on the air. He flashed the gun at her and her news crew. You know? So anyways, I just one more. That's another feather in the cap for Chicago. Another embarrassing moment for Chicago. When Trump called it a shithole city, they were like, "Oh, you can't say that. That's racist." Well, what the hell? What is it? What is it? What do you call it? What do you want to call it? You want to call it a nice, safe environment? That's not what it is. That's not what it is. And the Democrats play this game with the black community all the time. This is what they do. Baltimore, Chicago, DC, LA. This is the game that they play. They break down the black neighborhoods, destroy them, and then they come in and play hero and say, just vote for us, we'll make things better. And they don't. And then when conservatives say, look, you got to get tougher on crime, they say, oh, no, you can't do that. That's racist. No, what's racist is I don't even know how many black men died during that George Floyd protest by other black men, by the way. That's racist. Letting black men just get murdered, record numbers every year in Chicago. That's what real racism looks like. Just sitting back and not doing anything. That's real racism. But they don't want to talk about that.